So Nova Scotia Public Libraries chose Louisbourg or Bust as one of 4 titles to be featured for Read Local Month in Halifax and Nova Scotia in March. And so it's available for unlimited downloads for all Nova Scotia Library users in the 3rd week of March. Could you give us a bit of background on your book?
Sure. So Louisbourg or Bust was born in my mind in 2015, but I actually went on the journey that became the backbone of the story in the summer of 2016. So I was doing my Master's of Fine Arts at King's, and one of the things that we had to do there was to come up with a book project proposal. And so I knew I wanted to write about surfing, and I live in Cow Bay, so I'm always looking down the eastern shore on all the headlands. And it finally came to me that I should try a travel narrative, kind of a Bill Bryson style story that followed me as I went on a journey or a quest down the eastern shore. So once I had that idea, I decided to go on the adventure and took lots of notes along the way, but also just got lost and came back with the skeleton of the story that became, eventually after 17 months of drafting, became the story, the book.
Okay, so we're calling this Read Local Month. So we'd love to talk about the places in Nova Scotia that you wrote about in your book. What were some of your favorite spots?
So if you look at, there's a map that in the opening of Louisbourg or Bust that shows where Cow Bay is, very close to Halifax, and where the Fortress of Louisbourg is in the northwest corner of Cape Breton Island. So that was my journey from Cow Bay to that corner of Cape Breton. So that really took me along 2 distinct shorelines, and one was the eastern shore, the other is the Fleur-de-Lis Trail. Really, I was looking for any places that were exposed to the Atlantic so I could get in the water and go surfing. So my favorite places along the eastern shore, there are so many and so many beautiful spots, but Taylor Head stands out to me. Taylor Head's a spot a lot of people have been to, but when I mentioned it around, I was surprised when people say, no, you've never been to that place or that beach. I think it's the best beach in Nova Scotia. So I recommend checking out Taylor Head. Next one I thought was quite stunning was the Country Harbor, and you cross it on the Country Harbor ferry. It's a really long, stunning fjord vista. Really surprised me at how beautiful it was. So Country Harbor was great. And then after that, when I got to the Canso area, I was in Little Dover for a while, and in Canso itself, I'd definitely mention that as a highlight because I went to Stanfest, which is a fantastic music festival there, but also Canso itself is just a stunning spot with these great views of the water, but you also can see Cape Breton. So if you're looking for a neat place to check out, Canso. And then once I crossed the causeway, I thought one of the highlights in Cape Breton for me was the Gabarouse area, so very close to the Fortress of Louisbourg. Around the Bay of Gabarouse, there's this town called Gabarouse. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about, but it's a dead end that ends at a seawall. It's a beautiful little fishing town. Lots of neat things happening there, and some great hiking trails off of the town of Gabarouse. So I'd say those would be my main highlights.